there, but I don't care, yeah, I've got my weather page. Here we go now. My weather page. You know you were tracking every move it makes. You know it's my weather page. You know you won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach over here? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Flies where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's flies where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's face. So put your cone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. You go down Mike's weather page. You know you'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know you won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Boom. How about that? What's up, everybody? Good morning. The last Wednesday of October. Halloween tomorrow. I cannot believe it. Then it'll be Thanksgiving. And then it'll be Christmas. Just like that. It's like, what? How's that even possible? Where the hell did the year go by? It's October. We're crazy. Oh, man. So anyways, we got a little Hunter today. Hunter jumped up on my lap. What's up, Preston? Yeah, I love that song, too. Good morning to all my brew crewers over there. They're over there chatting away. We got a little Hunter here. That's right, Leah. Here's my baby. You got a little doggy on your profile pic, too. Yeah, Chrissy, good advice. The Reese's Peanut Butter Kid cups are for the parents. I do love Halloween. Today's National Candy Corn Day, by the way. I meant to grab one, but I didn't want to put Hunter down because he was already comfy on my lap. So I planned on eating candy corn with you, but I didn't. So anyway. Yeah, we're going to talk some weather. Say hello. Sound like I'm from Hawaii. Good morning, Miss Susan over there on YouTube. What's up, Rose? Somebody said that the picture I put of the dogs looked like Jack and Rose last night. Jack was like barely hanging on to the plywood that Rose was on, like Louie. Florida Land Shark. What's up, Jacksonville? Morning, Sam. Preston, I had my buddy Andy Simmons made that song. Listen, on my website right here, there's a bunch of them. I don't want to click on it because it goes to YouTube, and who knows if I'll get copyrighted for something. But there's MWP songs. He's got a ton of them. I think we got 9 or 10 songs that he wrote. All custom. The original one was like a Folsom Prison Blues song, and I think we got busted on that because it was a parody. But there's a really good Folsom Prison Blues remake. You all right, buddy? Anyway, what's up, Bill from Sarasota? Dan from Palmetto. Palmetto is where I was born and raised. Terry, what's up? Jeannie, good morning. Joey, yeah, he's snory little guy. He's actually purring a little bit. This is the only Frenchie, I think, that purrs. I'm actually tickling his belly right now. He purrs like a cat. Christina from Cape Coral, morning. What's up, Charlene from Sarasota? When do I put my Christmas tree up, Wasp? We try to do it actually before Thanksgiving. We became those people because I don't want to stress about it. I'll be putting up Christmas lights up middle November because I don't want to be stressing about it after Thanksgiving. So I do love snow. I chase snow. Steve, I talk a lot about winter, I love springtime weather. We got a lot of storms brewing this tomorrow. I'm going to talk about, but we also have stormy spring season, so we'll talk about that. Carolina, what's up in Gainesville? Frostproof, crazy little town in Middle Florida called Frostproof. Nancy from OBX, the Outer Banks. Never been. Can you believe that? Ever since I started storm chasing in 2020, I don't think Carolinas have really had anything for me to go to. They had a little bit of leftovers from... We had ECE, but since then, has there really been anything? Glenn, everybody loves GFS and Euro. Good morning, Angela. Man, everybody's chiming in. What's going on? Helen hit. Oh, that's true, Shelly. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of Helen. Correct. I guess I'm referring to a storm off the Atlantic. Yeah, we don't want to talk about Helen. Tennessee and western North Carolina. Georgia, too. And South Carolina. You know, Georgia got 100-mile-an-hour winds in Valdosta. That was crazy. They had 100-mile-an-hour winds in Valdosta, Georgia. Lots of power outages. But I saw a picture yesterday from the mountains of, I guess it was North Carolina, tens of thousands of trees, 100,000 trees. Did anybody else see that? The amount of trees that were blown over from the winds of Helene, unbelievable. 109 in Dublin, Georgia. You had more wind there than we did. Now that was from, I get so confused with all these storms anymore. I saw the flooding in Spain over there at Miami. Oh my goodness. That flooding in Spain was unbelievable. But yeah, so when was so we're talking about the Outer Banks? Not really sure when the last. I mean, you had Dorian, right? Dorian, was that the one that was it Ocracoke that had the bad surge from Dorian? I believe, right? I can't believe it, or I can't remember. All right, we'll put you down, Hunter. Hunter, you're a good boy, but we got to talk some weather. So yeah, I don't want to go to North Carolina or South Carolina or Georgia or the East Coast for a hurricane because of a hurricane, but one day I'll make it up there. Hang out with my buddy Shay Gibson and Ed Petrowski. And by the way, you can't chase water. So stay away from surge and flooding. Betty said there's still people that don't have power in Georgia. Oh my God. And Amanda, oh, you love that little pup. He's a good guy. You know he's 4 years old. Florence, 18. Yep. I didn't storm chase then, Sam, but we tracked that storm all the way from Africa. It was crazy. Well, we got a lot of weather to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed my little show. It's the Daily Brew, brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I got an order today from Julie. She says, what shots are you going to put out for Halloween tomorrow? Because I always have a really little assortment of shots for the adults. So you know where I'm going. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They have a spicy margarita mix that is on their website. I might have to do that with little bats. I don't know how you make the little bats, but So we're trying something different, something new. We got the red Solo cups, so come by the house tomorrow if you're in the area, and we'll have shots together. Shots. David, hey buddy, how's it going? Yeah, you should be our North Carolina correspondent. I know you live up that way too, man. Definitely those little towns up there got beat up bad, man. I know there's a lot of news on that, and I get a lot of people mad that I don't cover everything. It's hard. I'm a one-man band. I try to cover as much as possible, but there are some good reporting going on from that way. Sucks. Lee, I know, right? Me or Cantori, right? I hope to be up there chasing snow soon. Gatlinburg. I love Gatlinburg. I love Margaritaville, Gatlinburg. It's my happy place. It's like Narcos. It's like me on the bench at Margaritaville. I just love to sit there. Pricky pear margarita. Oh my God. Now we're all talking more. It's too early to talk about this kind of stuff. Oh, Jello shots. Yeah, we have a neighbor down the road that has that. So, all right, let's talk weather before I lose everybody. Hey, Shelly, another Shelly from Panama City. I love Panama City. I'll be up there for the Gulf Coast Jam. My good buddy Rendy and Mark Sheldon hook us up every year. So if you know them guys, good family of mine up there now. So we got some things coming up I want to showcase. So Fran Hosh Law Group are big fans of our page. They've become personal friends of ours. They're really big in our area. They do a food drive every year, 16th annual. But what's special for me, it's about a half mile from my mom and dad's house in Palm Harbor. That's where I grew up basically too. So from 5th grade to high school. So I'll be there tomorrow. I'm going to be there around 3 o'clock. The guys from the Bone are going to be there. Drew and John, they're going to be doing their show there. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to donate some money on behalf of MWP, as we always do. I try to support a lot of things thanks to y'all supporting me. I don't advertise it as much as I probably should, but local people know I do. I sponsor a lot of charity events and softball tournaments and schools things, and we'll be giving a few $100 to this tomorrow. So come by and see me at 3 o'clock, and then in a week from Saturday we have the Bad A Beer Fest. Okay, that's my good friends at oh, Erica, you're going to be there. My good friend from Erica, Palm Harbor. She's you're not really the mayor, are you, Erica? You don't have mayors in Palm Harbor, but you're the big dog of Palm Harbor. She's going to be there too. Now, this is a week from Saturday, November 9th. This is in Oldsmar, my other home, where I live now, from my friends at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. Huge beer thing. If you love stuff like that, it'll be at 1 o'clock a week from Saturday at the Oldsmar Library. Going to be huge. 70 plus brewers from around the country will be there setting up, and they have a lot of stuff going on. So Google that. You can get there. The Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, big part of that too. So these are things that I'm involved with that I'll be at. So if you're around, hope to see you. Okay, that's a week from Saturday. So. All right, so we do have some weather today. Look at this. This is big storms brewing, unfortunately. This is kind of common, not really common, kind of common. But here's the deal. When it's hot here, and it's still hot down here, and we get a cold front here, we get that there. Here, there, everywhere. So unfortunately, we're going to have tornadoes chances today. And orange is, level 3 out of 5. So hatched area, what is that, Nebraska? I'm trying to learn all my states. Hatched area means an EF2 or possible or plus. So there's going to be some storm chasers. Edgar, right? You will be there chasing, I heard. So that's that. Breasted, we'd never figured out the blue lights. Apple cider, I like your thinking. Good morning from Tennessee. Kenny, how's it going, buddy? 63 degrees. All right. Tennessee. Oh, Jesse Reed is chasing. I thought I read he was sick, but that's cool. Ryan's not worried about a possible storm. Good for you, Ryan. I'm not worried yet either. I'm aware. We're going to talk about it. All right, so that's today. Tomorrow, we got the same line of storms all the way from Louisiana, Texas, northeastward. We got this frontal line tomorrow. So pay attention. Halloween, unfortunately, could be rainy, stormy. We showed that yesterday, but this whole general line from the upper Gulf to the northeast. And then look at this. On Friday, we get a new line of storms developing. Texas, Judith and Candy and all of my Texas folks over here. This starts on Friday, but then we get look at this. We got a day 4 risk, which is not common. Some more storms on Saturday, and then we even have a Sunday. So spring storms are here in the fall. All right, there you go. Tropics. I know that's what everybody's here for. All right, let's talk about the tropics. Happy Halloween, by the way. We will be live tomorrow. Maybe I'll dress up as Dennis Phillips. Oh, I just got a great idea. I got to get some suspenders. Oh, my God. I got to figure out how to tie a tie, though. I have to Google that. Oh, my God. I'll get a Diet Dr. Pepper. Because I got one of his beers left. I'll do that. Oh. Lydia, good morning. Joey, good morning. What's cooking? Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? But Preston, yeah, I don't know. Somebody said it was ducks. Maybe like the IR or the lens of their eyes were. All right. So here's the tropics. Seems like Groundhog's Day, right? We're going to go right into tropics mode. I'm going to try to go through this here without getting distracted too much. You know what? I can get a gray. See, I just got distracted, Sabrina. But I got a Rule Number 7 shirt somewhere because Julie bought me one for Christmas. What the hell was she thinking? The wife of mine bought a Rule Number 7 shirt. We were good friends, by the way. I love the ones that don't know me that quote his stuff, and they were basically telling me, okay. All right, so 40%. This seems like forever we've been talking about this. Well, not really. Kind of really, but not really. Still expecting possible chance of something to develop there in the orange, 40%, okay? Good news for y'all that don't want a storm. I don't want a storm. Some people think I cheer these things on. I just report the facts and give you possibilities. Somehow people interpret that as cheering storms on. But the latest GFS and Euro backed off a little bit, which is good news, right? So let's kind of look at the trends and stuff. You know, but here's my take on it. I was trying to think of this today. I had a good thought in the bathroom, as most of us all do, right? I don't ever try to downgrade the possibilities of anything, okay? Meaning, like, it's only going to be possibly this or it's only going to be that. Because I, being now a storm chaser on the ground, you know, hurricane, tropical storm Ada, where I live, tropical storm Ada was 60 miles off the coast of Pinellas County as a tropical storm, went up to the Big Bend area in 2020 and flooded 500 homes in Pinellas County from the water surge, okay? Tropical storms can be serious rain threats with flooding, okay? So there's every system brings impacts, and I'm just very careful not to downplay any possibilities. You know, I try to be factual and not raise my tone if there's chances or raise my tone if there's not chances. So, and a lot of folks interpret that as, you know, how you interpret things. So I constantly try to mold myself in the messaging, and as hard as I tried in that 90-second video yesterday to even say there was only 4 ensembles going to the southeast in Florida, somebody called me out and basically, you know, I didn't respond. So that was my good deed of the year, is not responding to a BS statement. So anyway, that's what I've done. I've always done it. I make these statements throughout the year because there's a lot of tone in the meteorological world of, you know, don't show models, don't show spaghetti, don't listen to people like me, don't do this, don't do that, you should only do this. I'm just not telling anybody they should do anything. I'm going to do my thing, show the models, show the trends, show what I think. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But you don't have to publicly announce it and belittle me, because you're probably going to get banned. Because he ain't got time for that. So, all right. So anyways, 40%. And here's their wording. Gradual development is possible, you know, in a few days. Could be a tropical depression over the weekend or early next week. So none of that's changed. It just seems like we've been talking about it forever, but we really haven't. Maybe push back a couple days. All right. They did come out with this yesterday. I was a little surprised. I thought we'd still remain colorful, but we haven't, which is good news. So if you don't want a storm, this is good news as far as chances. Now, we're not going to get into this greater thing. I have no idea what this means. I don't know if that's more than 20% or less than 20%. Nobody seems to know either. So I just say 20%. Here's your 20%. So we have 20, 40, 60. So it's in that range right there. I don't know if it's less than 20 or more than 20, but it's less. I think it's less than 20. But anyway, that's what that hatched area means. It doesn't mean there's a system here. It doesn't mean anything other than this general area could support something tropical. That means the conditions are that, 20% favorable. 0 to 20% or 20 to 40. I really don't know. Around 20%. And then look at this. Unfortunately, they're still saying we can still see something. I'm not going out that far yet. One storm at a time. But anyway, And here's the other thing. Everybody that gets mad at me talking tropics, the official tropical season goes on November 30th. How can you be upset about that? Don't come to a tropical page if you don't want to hear about the tropics. Because the tropics doesn't end until November 30th. If you don't like it, call NOAA. Have them change the dates. What else we got? So this is, cool little map. This shows you that basically the next 5 days, the only model showing anything in the next 5 days is the CMC. So we shouldn't really see anything in the next 5 days, and that's been on par. We're going to see a little bit of spinach around the bottom part of the weekend into early next week. We're going to show you, and that hasn't changed much either. So here's the this looks like somebody with a finger. I don't understand if that's a joke or what, but this is the area we watched in November. So yeah, makes sense, right? This is a map showing our season. And what's I always find interesting, November 1st color is about the same as August 1st. And I always point out, we do so much hype in May and June and July, and look at the average of storms here in May, June, and July. Very little. So actually where we're at, we actually get more storms than we do in most of August, July, and June and May. So it's always interesting to show that it's still kind of happening. I threw this little one together, just kind of a little bit of boredom more than anything. I like this website. It's from NOAA. You can look at storms, and I just picked the middle of the Gulf and went back. How many years did I go back? I think I went back 50. I went back as old as I am. 51 years. So this is 51 years of storms. So we've had 12 tropical storms to hurricanes in 51 years. Now, there you go. Hurricanes, we've had 7 hurricanes in 51 years. Okay, this is for the month of November. This is not October. We had Ida in 2009. We had Kate in 85. We had Ada here in 2020. We had Nicole 2 years ago. Now, Michelle passed south of Florida. That doesn't count. It didn't even make landfall. So it's actually 6. So it doesn't happen very often. That's what I'm getting at. And everybody's sharing the same thing. But again, it's tricky because history always doesn't do anything until it does. It's never flooded here our whole life, but it just did. So I'm careful about making that self think, thinking it might not happen because it hasn't happened before. But anyway, you can see where most of them kind of get going in this whole general area. So we had Nicole come around here, and that was the most recent one came across. So anyway, there's that. All right, here's the juice map. This is what we got. This is water precipitable map. So we basically have this. We got a long line of an old frontal boundary here. We have some juice coming across the Atlantic still. We have this Central American gyre kind of taking shape. And this whole general area right here is what's going to be watching. There's a lot of wind shear down there now. That's why it's not expected to do anything in the next several days. But this is moisture map, and it's kind of fascinating to look at because you kind of see the picture here of moisture. I just got a voicemail. It's probably somebody from Mom. So anyway, that's what's going on. All this stuff's here going to be juicing up the Caribbean in the next week or so. So we're going to be watching for this area right there. I drew this morning just kind of show you the water vapor map, just kind of showing you all this moisture is going to converge here in this area in the next week. And dry air is orange and yellow, and that's what we got for Halloween. So good fire pit weather. Can't wait for that. All right, so here's the ensembles. I put these together as I do every morning from weathernerds.org. These go out until next week, middle of next week. I didn't go past that. Well, actually, Euro I did to Thursday, but I don't know why I went one day more on the Euro, but I did. This is to Wednesday. So what do they tell you? Well, here's what they tell you. Jim, why do I overlook Cuba? I don't know, Jim. Probably because nobody's ever chimed in that they watch from Cuba. I've molded my broadcast to areas that people chime in. And believe it or not, one day we were talking about a storm in the Azores, and I had like 5 people in the chat from the Azores. So, let's see what this message was. Probably for my mom. I got to make sure it's not my mom. Yeah, senior living place. Okay. So the voice to text thing, can I show you this without showing a phone number? Oh, I don't know if I can. Well, I can do this. I can screenshot this. So you know I'm not making this up. Let me edit this. I love the voice to text. Sometimes it works. It's kind of funny. Let me see what it says. Okay. Pop it up here. So, all right, now we can see it. Well, it says her name. I don't want to call her out. But it says, I received your information to replace your mom. I received your information to replace your mom. You were looking for a new home for Susan. But I don't know what she said. Probably to help your mom. But it's the voice to text said, I don't want a new mom. I love my mom. Mom, if you're watching, I didn't call a new mom service, okay? Haiti. Oh, my God. What's up, Chastity? Cozumel. I love Cozumel. Morning, Dave Graff. Sarah's voice to text is the best because she tries so hard. All right. So ensembles are pretty cool to look at. I love them to death because they tell you so much. There's 31 GFS models and there's 51 Euro. Hunter, don't you go over there. Hunter. Yeah, you. Come here. So when you look for consistency in models, you would say, all right, well, if 31 of the GFS are pointing to Oldsmar, then there's pretty high confidence Oldsmar is going to have something. But when you start to see a big spread in ensembles, you know that there's not a single output you should trust. And what you look for are trends. And what we've seen in this last several days is this trend to the northwest, which is really happening. We got a high pressure to the north, and all this juice on the bottom side is coming into play. And this has nowhere to go but northwest. So that's a trend that we've learned for several days of tracking this. It's playing out. Now with this high pressure up here, we're going to have wind shear, but we're going to have a moment of light wind shear that I've been seeing too. So, we have to watch it close. Now the European, if you go out, we're going to go out longer range here in a second. But this kind of tells you that the GFS is everywhere. But if you look at some of these pressure readings, 997, nothing's too strong, but definitely in the stages of maybe trying to organize into something tropical. So, everything in the low thousands, upper 900s. So the good news is we don't see very many, obviously, if you're worried about category strength. Same with the Euro, 995, 981, 995, 83, 85. So could be a system, right? And again, we don't downplay systems. I've shared that screenshot a bazillion times. A big rainy tropical system, what Florida has seen, any rain is not good. So anyway, that's where we're at in 7 days from now. So Wednesday morning of next week, somewhere here, and I know it looks sloppy, but it really doesn't. We're looking at the same general area that, sometime, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. This is Thursday. This is Wednesday. we should have something popping here. Now, long range 15 day, this is where you start to not stress as much when you look at a 15-day ensemble plot. And first off, you look at these colors. 980 to 999 isn't too bad, right? Red is strong, hurricanes. But the Euro's only got what 3, 4, 5 now, pointing to upper Gulf. So that's out of 51, that's low chances. That'll be a trend we watch. Now every run cycle is a little different. There was a little bit more yesterday, but what we're getting out of this is the basic flow here. We got folks in the Yucatan, we got people traveling, going on cruise ships. This is what we're watching. The 12Z, yesterday's 12Z, there was quite a few bit more up here. So that's the pattern. Nothing to worry about. If you're wondering what the hell does all this mean, well, it means that we're probably going to have something down here trying to get going over the weekend into early week. General flow is likely going to be this direction, and by Wednesday, Thursday next week, something's going to be down here 7 days from now. The latest GFS shows a little bit more, a little bit more possibly worry about. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 out of 31. Do your math. Obviously, we learned one thing with MWP. We don't know math very well. But anyway, it just confirms that flow pattern that eventually we got a front coming into play middle of next week that's probably going to lift this thing up, bring a lot of wind shear, and push it off eventually somewhere. So it likely won't have any chance to get stronger past the Yucatan Gap. The water temperatures are cooling down. There will be some wind shear with this front, but whatever it does down here, it can maintain itself, and that's what we got to watch. This area right here, there's a lot of red showing. So again, that's why I'm cautious. People want me to say things to make them feel better, but I've never done that. I show, hey, there's still a reason to watch this, okay? There's still a reason we could see something come out of this, okay? I'm not any smarter than the models, but we look at a lot of things. We know the water temperature is hot, the MJO is coming into play. History has shown we've had systems in the past, so there's no reason not to say it could happen. That's bottom line, if that's what you're getting at, what I'm getting at. So that's where we're at with the latest GFS. Now, we did get a new 00Z run. Let me pull that up here real quick. That was the 00Z. I want to look at the 6Z. It doesn't run when I'm done around 8:30. It's still running. So let's look at the... it still hasn't ran yet. We can look at possibly... this is going to be harder to see. 6Z ensembles are still running. But, same thing. You still have some bigger members popping into the Gulf possibly. So we just wait. We just, there's no, I can say one thing. The environment's not like it was in September. So the chances of a 3, 4, or 5 are, I would say slim, obviously, or even a 2. But, I've learned in the tropics, you never say never. That's all. Just keeping it real. All right, so let's look at all the models. I love doing this. Let's start out and look at a couple models that are on the Weather Model site here. Let's do the Euro. We're just looking at spin. We're starting to see a general spin here on Saturday and Sunday. This is upper level wind shear showing the Euro not really doing much at all with development, okay? You can see this frontal line coming into play here middle of next week, and we get a lot of lift. So what you're looking at there is a bunch of nothing on the latest Euro. So if you're a Euro fan, that's good news, right? The Canadian is the opposite, and it's showing development starting to begin Saturday, Sunday, and we get a gradual development nearing Jamaica midweek. And then basically it's been showing that all along. It's some sort of development in that Western Caribbean. So Worst case scenario model, but it's, this would be Wednesday of next week and then Thursday of next week. So the Canadians definitely on the aggressive side. The KMA model, I only show it because we show it. I haven't looked at it yet. Saturday, there's our little spinner this weekend. It's still showing pretty hefty system there. Oh yeah, it must know I love it because it's coming right to my house. Well, it's, the timing's the same. There's Wednesday-ish right there. So the GFS 6Z run here showing very little, nothing over the weekend. Very sloppy low, almost into Texas, but sloppy. It shows another one coming into the play here, but we're not going that far out yet. We can't even figure this one out, let alone another one after that. So that's good, right? GFS nothing. The UK only goes out 168. Starting to show spinner here next Tuesday. So we know we're watching this area. That's really it. The icon is here. Let's take a look at the icon. It goes out 120 hours there. Let's go 180. And the icon's starting to show development next Wednesday here. So, hey, I think we have a really good idea what's happening. It's just waiting and see. That's all. There's nothing solid enough to get worked up about. We're going to have wind shear coming into play with an approaching frontal line. That's going to definitely bring in a lot of unfavorable conditions once in the Gulf of Mexico. But what it does in the short term down here over the weekend, we'll have to see. And really, is that wind shear going to be that bad? I don't know. Here's Wednesday of next week. I don't know. I mean, there's a GFS not showing much. I hate trying to predict wind shear. It changes so much. So I'm not even going to talk about wind shear. Wind shear 2-3 days out is not even something I talk about. Here's the ensemble mean of wind shear. This is kind of like the anomaly. Let's do anomalies. So we're, Wednesday of next week, the 7th, anything white, green, blue, and definitely gray is below the average of wind shear this time of year. Yellows are above wind shear for this time of year. So next week, we could have, that's light wind shear. Here's an anticyclone kind of setting up over top. That's kind of a high pressure area zone. Not auto zone, but, it's not bad. This is next Thursday. So that's the area to watch right here. Wednesday, Thursday of next week, right there. Boom. Frontal line coming into play. Ventral turn. Let's look at some rain maps here just to show you what it's going to look like. So we're going to have a lot of moisture attached with this thing. Let's go back to the Euro and just show you the amount of moisture that's going to be there regardless of development. So here's all this moisture next Tuesday. So regardless, early week, we're going to start seeing heavy rains. Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, the Caymans, and Jamaica there. Lots of rain possibly. Huge problems maybe for Jamaica over there with the purple meaning 2.5, 3 inches of PWAP. And here's that moisture heading up into Florida. Even without development, this could be Thursday, Friday of next week with that frontal line coming into play. And you can see the frontal line with the dry air behind it. So a lot of rain possibly on that setup. Like I said, the Canadians developing it into a system, but you can see that a lot of moisture setting up. And it's showing a couple little systems there, kind of like the GFS is showing. And then the GFS rain map here showing the moisture going off into Texas next Thursday. So, and the GFS has been having a struggle on what it develops. We've had this moisture line here, and we've had this moisture line here. And one time it wrapped it into one big large area. Another time it, developed that. Another time it developed that. So I think the GFS is having a hard time figuring what's going to happen here in the middle week. And then rainfall. Let's go to that. let's zoom in on tropical tidbits here. Zoom in on the southeast, just kind of paint the picture of rains. Worst case scenarios. Here's your Euro going out 10 days. Heavy rains finally for Texas and Upper Gulf. This, purple is 4, 2, 4, 5, nothing too big here. But, still 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain possibly wherever this frontal line sets up and whatever tropical gets pulled up into it. And you can tell it's pulling this tropic stuff up because it's showing that moisture line there. So that's the latest there. Latest 12Z latest GFS 6Z, excuse me. Kind of missing Florida, bringing that rain to Texas. Latest 00Z, a lot of rain down to here, but it doesn't do much with it. 18Z, so it's all over the place. But we know there's a big moisture blob coming up. So moisture blob. So yeah, it's a couple. We just water temps are still hot and MJO phase and La Nina wind shear. Wind shear running a little bit below normal. So yeah, but good news is the Euro GFS backed off a little bit. The Euro AI has been talked about as a really awesome model. I think it's been good. I don't think it's been awesome, but it's been fairly decent, kinda. I think 3 out of. I'd give it more 4. I'd give it like 3. I'd give it 4 out of 7 times it's been right, in my opinion. Or maybe 4. Maybe 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. Maybe 6 out of 9. 6 out of 9. That's my percentage on the Euro AI. But anyway, it hasn't really shown much. It showed the idea of a low pressure area, but no development. You can see that front line coming into play here later next week. A lot of wind shear, obviously, with this front line right here later next week. So the Euro AI has been saying nope. You can see the 2 lows here over the weekend. This is Sunday. It doesn't do anything with it. Doesn't do anything with it. So there's no reason to be alarmed for anybody at this point. Nobody should be stressed. Definitely watching in the, if you're cruising, obviously, for sure. Time frame again is, Thursday, Wednesday, somewhere down here. Obviously, it's going to affect cruising if you're cruising. Obviously, Jamaica's watching for rains in Hispaniola, and even Puerto Rico as this moisture comes in across the Atlantic. But as far as the southeast, lower 48, nothing right now. Never was any concern other than pay attention. So yeah, what else? Anything cooking out? Oh, Roseanne from the Big Bend area. Cedar Key. Never been. Can't believe it. I drove by so many times in the storms. Beth from Clearwater. Suzanne, Kurt, you're welcome. Evan, yeah, hurricanes have been a little terrible. Diane said it's more than 20%. See, here we go. I don't know. We don't know math. Ian, don't laugh. Thunder and lightning during snowstorms? No, very rare. That's why Jim Cantori went berserk one time on live TV because of thunder snow. Adam, the beaches are tore up in Daytona. That's not good. But I saw the videos from there during Milton, and with these persistent winds we had and the storm crossing over, I saw the seawalls taking a beating over there. So yeah, I know the East Coast had a lot of beach erosion again from a storm that didn't make direct landfall. Angel's getting married. Are you stressed because of marriage or because of the storm? Mirtha, you got Pop-Tarts? Hey, Brew Crew, Emily was so excited about the Pop-Tarts. She's had a Pop-Tart every day now. She's eating our hurricane snacks. I don't think I've had a Pop-Tart in a long time. Hey, you're going to get a shirt. Awesome. Thank you. I don't promote them that much. I get yelled at for that. Oh. Anything else? Oh, man. David, that's too bad, man. Golly. Trying to find Spaghetti Model IPA. It's out there somewhere. They sold it way more than they expected. They sold out, but... Valerie, yeah, we all learn and talk weather together. St. John's River is slowly receding. Yep. The big rains around Denellen, or floodings around Denellen with the Withlacoochee River cresting tomorrow. There's still got some flooding going on in the Withlacoochee River, unfortunately. This is all from Milton. That's what I mean. We don't downplay anything coming, because anything, you know, any storm can bring impacts on a different level. So, you know, you don't want to let people off guard as far as different impacts. What the hell was that? Was that a fart? Something just made a weird noise. I think it's a garbage man. But here's the rain map. It is a garbage man. So here's the Withlacoochee at Denellen. It's going to actually peak tomorrow, 30 foot. Right now it's at 29. So it's only going to go up a third of an inch, hopefully, right? But the Withlacoochee still rising. It's going to peak here near Holder at State Road 200. So we still have a lot of flood warnings going on. And the St. John's is slowly going down. It's still red here. It's Astor and DeLand. We got one flood warning going to expire today. I believe I read that's the one here at the Peace River is going to go down a little bit. So it's on its way down. But that's the only places in the whole map here that is showing any flooding. And that's left over from Milton. Is that crazy? So anyway, so what's Halloween? What's your Halloween plans? Bolts and Bucks, yep. Bolts and Bucks ready. Yeah, we got a Bucks on Monday night this week. Yeah. St. Pete still a mess, Garrett. Yeah, they got beat up really hard, man. Valerie, very few hurricanes in the month of November. I think there's only been... I just had the damn thing up there. Since... Do I still have it up there? I don't know. Very few. Well, I think there's what? 7 or 8? Since... 7 or 8, I think we saw in the last 51 years. So maybe one every 8 years, maybe? And whether or not it hits anybody, who knows, right? Megan, I have yet to go to Busch Gardens yet. God, I hope I get to go to Howl Scream. Or is it Halloween Horror Nights? I can't remember. There you go. 9 to 51 years, Apple Cider. Thank you. So we've had 9. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs is going to be an amazing game. I think it's Monday night. That's going to be probably the game of the week for sure. So, how are you welcome, Wendy? Yeah, there's no stress, right? Ball game last night, James. Oh, no highlights, but she did phenomenal. She pitched 4.2 innings, right? She came in with bases loaded, struck out both girls with 1 out. Unbelievable, right? Then she had 7 for the 4 innings. She walked 4, but she had 0 earned run. There's no runs at all, 0 earned runs. I think she had 2 hits against her. She had a hit. She batted twice, had a solid line drive up to the outfield, split the gap, and then she had a sacrifice bunt that was perfect. So it was about a 9 out of 10 night. I was proud of her. She looked stronger and faster, so I was proud. I was really proud of her. It sucks, travel ball parents. Let me tell you, I'm that travel ball dad that went to every practice. I went to 99% of her practices since she was 6 years old. We would practice after every Little League game for years. Jason, if you're watching, you can vouch for me. I was the obsessed dad. I'm perfectionist. I'm obsessed with winning, and we would practice and practice and practice. I would practice her pitching before school, after school. Found out that over the years I found out that was wrong, and we stopped doing it because it was overdoing it. But then when you go to college, you don't watch practice anymore. She doesn't go to lessons anymore. You're being coached by coaches. So there was about 3 to 4 months here we did not watch her practice one time. And I told Julie, A, they either messed her up, or B, they've made her better. And thank goodness they've made her better, because she looked the best I've ever seen her last night. So I was happy about that. But anyway, what's up, Greg Montgomery? How's my buddy? Greg, we need a date, buddy, for our party, man. You got to give me some Friday nights or Saturday nights, okay? Hope Marie, we have no chance of figuring out math on our page. Do come to Palm Harbor Little League. So Chelsea, yeah, Emily used to play Oldsmar Little League, and we played Palm Harbor a lot. Cool, Greg. Man, we got it partied up, man. Hopefully our ABC comes together. They just, storms getting away, man. Obviously, that everything's affected. But anyway, hope there was some good information for you, everybody. We really appreciate you tuning in. Greg is in the chat, so let me pump my buddies up here at Furman. Listen, 30%. Click this link right here. You automatically get 30% free shipping off of Furman. Largest market share generator in North America, and we love them to death. So check them out right here on the top of this page, and appreciate you supporting them because they support us. And they may make great Christmas presents. Here's the coolest unit in the planet right here. You get one of these little guys right here. These are the best ones. These little ones are the best little guys right here. I love these little guys right here. These little guys are the best ones right here. Let me click on here and find it for you. Shop. These little Whisper series. These are the coolest little guys on the planet. Look at that. You can take those tailgating, camping. They're quiet inverters for like just a few $100 with some are push button start, some are remote start. So have some fun on their page here, and they're good company. And that's it for me. We're going to keep it on the Brew Crew side for a little while, and we'll be live tomorrow. Halloween special tomorrow. And yeah, it's all good. So be good. Wendy loves her Pop-Tarts. Dad, man, what's up? I'm ready for Thanksgiving, Preston. Yeah, I can taste that. I don't know, man. Might be rough with Mom this year. We might actually have to all chip in and make dinner this year. That was my biggest fear, is the one day that she can't cook anymore. I'm like, how are we going to eat Mom's Thanksgiving dinner? Steve, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you for that. Hey, we all learn together, And I don't think anybody knows more knows any more that I love doing. I don't even know where I was going with that. So anyway, rain next week. Yes, Janelle, more likely into next week. We have a cold front coming and pulling up whatever tropical juice or tropical more. We'll have to wait and see. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow.